Oops. Aurora just fell down. Get her back up there. Hold on to Jesus, Aurora. There we go. Good. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Grand Rising, Soul Family. Grand Rising. Hello, Brim. Hi, darling. Hi, Betty. Grand Rising, beautiful sister. There it is. That last one showed us what the Lotus of Life looks like. Yep. To assume there was no reason. Ooh. That's what you want me to talk about today. Okay. You're instead. Do you know the Schumann's at 33 today? Ha ha ha. Mm-hmm. Believers. Faith inhabits the soul of I'm going to burn some third eye rose aromatherapy, some incense. There we go. See, there are no coincidences, Betty. Oh no, April. Are you okay? Hi, Rue. Hi, beautiful angel. Aw, April. So if you're there, if it happened recently, he's still there. So you can talk to him and tell him to go into the light or whatever. A lot of times when people on a live like that, they're confused. So maybe you're in divine circumstances. You're right where you're supposed to be. Maybe you're supposed to say something to him to help ease his spirit. Hello, Victoria. Hi, beautiful angel. Hey, guys, how are you? Do you like crop circles? You were telling him God is there for you. Beautiful, April. See? Everything happens for a reason. Grand Rising. Hi, Flower Power. Hi, beautiful angel. Hi, Trina. Hi, beautiful angel. I see you. Welcome in, soul family. Welcome in. There's the trumpet. Seek your sanctuary. Grand rising. Oh, your TikTok isn't working? Oh my goodness, Irish. Hi, beautiful angel. How are you, darling? Hello, Morgan. Welcome in, darling. This is Ascension Class. So we learn how to raise our consciousness through the words of ascended masters gone before us, like Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, and other ascended masters. Okay, Irish. You're using your mom's account. Okay. Hello, Barbara. Hi, beautiful. Hi, Jules. Hi, Chris. Welcome in, soul family. Welcome in. Awesome, Victoria. Awesome. Your name is Ivy. Oh, well, welcome in, Ivy. Welcome in. Hello, Persistence. Grand rising, everyone. Hello, Olivia. Welcome in. I love seeing new faces. It is not. See, darling. I am here. I am alive. There's Irish. I see Irish over in TikTok. Hello, hello. Where is it on the computer? This song is called Sky Sent. Because we are Sky Sent. I will suddenly cause you noise. We always miss you, Irish, but always divine time, right? Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Ivy. Hope I remember that, Ivy. I think I will. Yeah, please do all the things. Thumbs up, likes, tap, 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 share, so that we hit all the people that need this information. No worries, Victoria. Always divine time. I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you for the squirrel, Irish. Hi, Jill. Hi, beautiful angel. Hi, flower power. Yes. Source God. Yes, we love God. We love God around here. We talk about him all the time. Her, him, her, mother, father, God. All right, let's get our playlist going. If you hear a song that reminds you of a past loved one, it is them coming in to say hello. Yes, it is. Absolutely. We let spirit guide us in the music that we listen to in here. So Spirit, guide us in the music that we're listening to today. The angel song is the first one coming up. The angel song. All right, and there's our room. There is our room. Grand Rising Mark. Hello, beautiful angel. I don't know, Jill. I don't know. I don't know. Fly, lonely angel. I was listening to this song this morning, and do you know it's about Hollywood? The Angel song by Great White is about Hollywood. Yeah, it is. If you listen to it. Yeah. Hey, Barbara, we're honored for you to be here. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into our cards for the day. You can tell me anything, Ivy. We're going to get into our cards for the day, and we'll see what messages Spirit has for us today. These always touch my heart. So, chakra wisdom for today. Chakra wisdom says, yes, our third eye. Our third eye. Speaking to us, intuitive perception. I know that what my intuitive senses tell me are true. I open myself to the truth that is within and around me. And I know that it is there for me to receive. I practice developing my intuition. And I know that it is a major aspect of who I am. In the stillness and silence of meditation and contemplation, I will experience and know the truth. Ah. Ivy, our past loved ones are always with us. My mom, right there, always with us. And you say Nana. Well, she was called Nana. Look at this. Let me show you something. Your Nana's coming in. Because this is Nana's place. Yep, you are right where you're supposed to be, Miss Ivy. Yes, of course. Third eye chakra. Intuitive perception. Intuitive perception. Yes. I am a Nana. I have one grandchild. You guys know my little Brandon. All right, there we go. Every time you see a butterfly, it is your Nana coming in to say hello. Aww. Always with you, darling. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Always with you. All right, here is our healing energy. Our healing energy. Yeah, we love Chunk. Healing energy says transformation. We are all going through a transformation. I am constantly evolving. I improve inwardly by working on my weaknesses and refining my strengths. Life ensures I'm presented with situations that will help me learn and grow. I am aware of my progress and open my wings to the light. Yes. Open our wings to the light and joy. Ah, there's our song, love song. Like a child, I discover joy in the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is a great source of light. Yes. Aw. And one step at a time. One step at a time. I love that. There's so much love in here. Everyone supports everyone. And there's hugs and so much love, and I love that. I see the mountain ahead and dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain my ease of living. Yes, one step at a time. Put one foot in front of the other. No matter, you don't have to run. You don't have to run. Walk. Even crawl if you have to. Take your time. Here is our work your light. These cards carry the codes. And play. See that? Have fun. Celebrate. Don't be so serious. Don't take life so serious. Enjoy it. Be like a child. Yes. Play. And priestess. How are you being called to step ahead and lead? How are you being called to step ahead and lead? Yeah. Think about that. Mintakin, longing for home. Belonging, the original light workers. The original light workers. Yes, absolutely. They always are with us, supporting us. Yes. I've heard the calling and felt the card too. Yes. We're hearing the calling. Love is all around you. Yes. The original light workers. Here's our starseed oracle. Our starseed oracle. I remember. Soul plan. The fated life versus the destiny life. Yes. Remember. I remember. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Trust the timing. Yes. And star bathing. Light body. Crystal grid. Transmission. Activation. Star bathing. I love this card. Light body crystal grid. That is what we're working on when we sing the Song of Orion. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about the Song of Orion today, too, because Spirit wants me to. Here is our fairy card. Our fairy card. Tree wisdom. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sound it makes. Yes. Yep. They're always with us, Ivy. Our past loved ones are always with us. Here is our animal for the day. Our animal is the goose. Inner knowing. You are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry. You are blessed. Let yourself fly. Yes, let yourself fly. Holy's playing. You are holy. Yeah. Here's our angel for the day. Let your past go. The burden of carrying your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love, and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and it's now gone. And it's now gone. Let your past go. You're holy. Liam, hi. I'm loving you. Hi, Cindy. Hi, beautiful. Here's our awakened dreamer, because we are the awakened dreamers. Sacred puzzle pieces. Yes. Every experience that you've survived and thrived on is like a puzzle piece in a grand jigsaw. See yourself in the future at the time and place where all your pieces, as random as they may seem, click into place, making sense and revealing the most magnificent mosaic. Yes. Call all your energy back to you. Call your energies back. We had Warrior Woman yesterday, Jill, didn't we? We had Warrior Woman yesterday. Here's our butterfly. The door that closes for me is the wrong door. The door that opens for me is the right door. Are we ready to go through the door? Are we ready to go through the doors? The butterfly door. Are we ready? Are we ready for transmutation, transformation? Yes. Let's go. Let's run through that door. And our Ascended Master for the day. Our Ascended Master is Cernunnos, life force. Express your driving passions. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Oh, right, Cernunnos. So there we go. Mr. Cernunnos. All right. We are going to talk a little bit about who carries the cord of light. Chord spelled C-H-O-R-D. Chord is music. A chord of music. You hold the history of the universe within your physical body. What is occurring on the planet now is the literal mutation of your physical body. For you are allowing it to be evolved to a point where it will be a computer that can house the information. We are starting to connect with our halo technology. Yes. This is going to occur due to biogenetic engineering that really has nothing to do with you. You can facilitate the process, of course, by intending cooperation with it. As a species, you are being biogenetically altered by the beings who created you and who redesign your DNA at periodic junctures in your history. This is what is happening with us. This time period was designed by the original creator gods or project designers for them to come back and take over this place and return it to its original plan. Why did that go off? Weird. Okay. Millions have been called to participate in this project. Millions have said, yes, we are renegades. Yes. Let us go and take back this project and see if we can set it right. We will rebuild the ruins and put it all together. So the plans have been drawn and the designs made and the genetics studied to find who carries the recessive genes and the cord of light inside of them. You have selected with great clarity the parentage that genealogically provides you with the fullest accessibility to combinations of light encoded filaments that can potentially evolve. Before you came into the body, all of you committed to designing events that would fire your codings or blueprints, that would activate your memories. Then you came into the body and you forgot. All of you have had your blueprints and codings fired to some extent because you understand that there is a divine purpose or divine plan that you are a part of. The firing of the codings and the realization of your identity are going to become phenomenally intense. The reason for this is the evolving DNA. When you have 12 helixes of DNA in place, those helixes will begin to plug into the 12 chakra system. The 12 chakras are vortex centers loaded with information that you must be able to translate. You are evolving yourself. Even when you are not on the planet and you are perhaps more involved with other identities of yourself. Therefore, to evolve, you pick particularly challenging situations in which you have to rise beyond what has been established as a ceiling or boundary of what is possible. You have to become super beings in whatever reality you enter, because as members of the family of light, the branch of renegades, this is your forte. You purposely came to this planet to give yourself such a challenge so that you could be defiant, not in a way that would give you problems or create disharmony, but in a way that would create harmonic defiance. Through your harmony, you are defiant toward the old vibrational frequency. Right? Part of the friction you feel with others is that you are on this path of evolution and bursting forth. Others don't like this because they are not coded at this time to respond the way you are. Some people are not coded at all for this. Some knew the plan of change and came here at this time to be observers. Some timid beings came here knowing that if they had the courage to step onto this planet while realizing what the blueprint of the planet was, that somehow this would be an accreditation of their own conscious journey and would catapult them into higher consciousness, even if their only participation in the transition was simply to be here. Just to be in the vicinity of this kind of activity is empowering. So give due credit to all who are on the planet at this time, who have decided to be participants in this great frequency change. Yes. All of these participants are necessary because the more frequencies that are on the planet, the more energy that can build to alter the old frequency. Those who have opened themselves to light are literally having their bodies rearranged. Sometimes you may wake up at night and literally feel the rearrangement. This rearrangement of the body is the restructuring of your DNA. This just answered our question, why do we wake up at night at 3 o'clock in the morning? I did it again last night. It was 3:44. I woke up. There's Angel coming in. Your DNA is a filament. A scientist would describe it as a connective filament. Scientists doing the best they can up to this point have found certain coatings within certain portions of the DNA. They have also found superfluous portions of the DNA. In other words, there are portions that they cannot translate or figure out. So they think these portions of the DNA are just there for the ride, and they call them junk DNA. They are off track. We have talked about how all of you were built by the creator gods. You were built like houses that were going to be expanded or added onto in the future. You are now at that juncture when those who designed you are adding on to who you are. What the scientists call junk DNA has been dormant in your body for a long time, and it is now becoming activated. And this is what is happening. In our teachings, we always emphasize the importance of oxygenation because oxygen feeds the coding and awakens the junk DNA in your body. Breath techniques, right? So what scientists are calling junk houses the perceptions deep inside your body that will allow you to become an entire perceiver. Right? Perception. A fourth dimensional being. Exactly, Victoria. This awakening DNA will allow you to change your eyesight, change your hearing, increase your lifespan, and so on. This dormant part of the DNA that has baffled the scientists is now coming to life. You are mutating so quickly now that certain scientists call the process a dis-ease. Some are very concerned about it. They have persuaded the government to invest billions of dollars to research DNA. What is occurring in your body is certainly not a disease. You are being naturally mutated and rearranged. And this mutation occurs most often while you are sleeping. So you may be waking up in the mornings, noticing that something feels it feels a little different. You can expect that the changes will begin to show themselves and that you will develop new abilities. You will automatically know many things. Okay? But this is what is happening to us. The filaments, the Ashiana Dean in the Freedom Teaching calls it Partakai, Partakai. And they are now beginning to reconnect into helixes. And the helixes will evolve in sets of 3 until there are 12 strands or helixes. Okay? So this is what's happening with our body. For those of you who are the beginning people, the process can be very difficult. You are the way showers. Once you are able to go through the changes, you can make the path and show others. Yes. All right. There are millions like us here at this time, forming a tremendous support group. You are beginning to meet and find one another, and you are beginning to thread your consciousness, one fine silk strand with other strands of consciousness. We are learning to fly, and that's what's coming on right now, learning to fly. You will see a most beautiful creation come together without great effort because it is part of the plan, and you are moved to do certain things. The whole planet has been controlled in such a way that you have been taught and trained from the time you first arrived here that you are not in control of your own reality. You have been taught that everything is circumstantial and that everything depends on something you have no say in. This is wrong. You are the one who controls your DNA. You have complete control over everything. Until you discover that and believe it, you are subjected to whatever anyone else wishes to do to you in this free will zone. And in your innocence, you have been exposed to things that have allowed your DNA, your intelligence, and many other things to be controlled. I will tell you, I asked Spirit, why was this this farce being played upon us, as far as the with Katy Perry up in the sky, up you know, that lie. Why was this being perpetuated upon the humans, I'm going to say the humans, because we are angelic humans. But why? Do you know what my answer was? To test. It was a test to see how much control they still had over people. It was all a test. How many people actually believed? That was the test. And do you know, I believe that we, the family of light, passed this test with flying colors. I believe we are 1% from the event now. The big number was 8%. We needed 8% of the population. I believe we're almost there. We have 1% to go. We are at the 7%. They know they are losing control. They know that people aren't falling for their crap anymore. So that was what that was for, right? That's what I believe anyway. And I always tell you my beliefs, and if it doesn't resonate with you, you just leave it. And if it does, take it, right? That's what I believe. I believe it was a big old test to see how much control they still had. And I don't think they have much control anymore, because there are a lot of people that are just like, what the heck just happened there? They see the lies. Finally, they see the lies, because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Redonkulous. It's getting redonkulous now. Oh, geez. It's Thursday. It is Thursday, right? But what are they going to come up with next, guys? What are they going to come up with next? I don't know. I should have been keeping track of everything that they were doing so that I could look back and see how silly things just have gotten. Because it really has gotten silly. All right. So we're going to read from Anna, grandmother of Jesus, a message of wisdom and love. Because we love this book. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So many beautiful lessons through Anna, grandmother of Jesus. It is hilarious, Jill. It is. It is. Oh, jeez. I just don't know. I just don't know what they're coming up with next. Okay. And they're going to play Angel again. Hi, Mom. All right. The homecoming. The homecoming. Word had been sent ahead, and I awaited the return to Mount Carmel of Mary, Anna, Joseph, Yeshua, James, Jude, Joseph the younger, Rebecca, Simon, and Miriam. Often I perched with the young children in the late afternoon on the hillside overlooking the road, which snaked its way across the plain of Sharon below. This was the same road Joachim had traveled when he returned from India. Now I was looking as I had before, my heart aching to reach out and touch my beloved children, who had long been away from me. We had heard in advance that Mary Anna was pregnant with her 5th child, and that Rebecca was ailing with a disease that afflicted her blood, bones, and skin. Some thought she had leprosy. However, we chose to diagnose her condition otherwise, and we agreed in advance that we would not have her put away from our community. How would Yeshua look now that he was in his 9th year? My new grandchildren, James, Jude, and Joseph the Younger, what would they be like? And Miriam, so sweet a presence, how had the years in Egypt changed her? So many questions pressed upon my mind and heart that hot, blistering day in June of AD 5, as I took my turn with the very small children out upon the hillside. We had heard they were on their way. Could this be the day? Absorbed in the picking of herbs and identifying their names and uses for the children, I was astonished to hear the large bell of Carmel begin to toll. Someone else had spotted the approaching caravan from a higher vantage point upon the mount, where the sheep and goats grazed, and had run down to tell the good news. There were shouts amid the blowing of horns, and then the young boys and girls who could ride like the wind quickly mounted the draft horses, mules, and donkeys. Off they went in a cloud of dust to meet these strangers whose story had been rehearsed over and over. Whom would they meet? Would their expectations be fulfilled? The processional journey had been slow and steady. The hot afternoon sun danced upon motes of dust. Shimmering haze blurred their upward ascent. The younger children who were with me tugged at my apron and skirts, pulling me after the mounted welcoming party. All the bells began to toll. Horns blew. Cymbals and tambourine frame drums beat ecstatic rhythms. High and low voices sang out as the entire community of Carmel ran from the gates to the first round of the long winding road. There, most of us stood waving our arms, garlanded with branches of olive, palm, and cedar. I could not hold back my tears any longer. There goes my ears. I wept and laughed and sang until all I could do was gather my hands to my breast and pray with an immense gratitude for the safe return of my beloved family. Through the thick yellow dust, the caravan approached the last turn, rutted by a recent cloudburst that had unexpectedly poured sweet rain upon our fields and gardens. Thank you, Victoria, for the gifts. Then I ran, children in hand. Mary Anna waved from her seat upon a large mule, her small body revealing the silhouette of one with child. At her side strode Joseph. Behind her, straddling the mule, was her youngest child. Joseph the younger, now almost 3 years old. Running ahead were 2 red-headed boys, whom I instantly knew were James and Jude. Where was Yeshua? My eyes glanced from one beloved to the next. Then through the haze, I saw the ox cart carrying Rebecca. Inside the cart was a young girl, cradling a still body in her lap. A bladder containing water hung by her side as a tarpaulin stretched overhead, giving protection from the burning sun. Walking beside the ox was a tall, deeply tanned boy whose bright eyes and smiling teeth flashed as he caught my searching gaze. Riveted, as if by a lightning bolt, I quaked with recognition. My God, it is Yeshua, a man in a boy's body. Yeshua called out to Jude to come and take the ox's tether and goad. Then, as fleet as a deer, Yeshua left the roadway and flew upwards, leaping from stone to stone. He was in my arms in less than a minute. Then, stepping back, we stood facing each other eye to eye. Although only 8, his strong arms curled around me as though he were a bear, lifting me off the ground, laughing a contagious laugh. Yeshua spun me around and around, all the while looking into my eyes. He had the most extraordinary eyes I had ever seen. You are just like my mother, only you are still yourself. So I shall call you Nana, my little mother. Oh my goodness. Wow. He called his grandmother Nana. Wow. Come and see my beautiful mother, whispered Yeshua in my ear as he gently set me on the ground. Wow. Taking my hand, he led me excitedly to Mary Anna. Joseph stopped the mule and helped his beloved wife to dismount. Once her sore, strained legs could hold her upright, Mary Anna was in my arms. How wondrous our reunion. Arm in arm with Mary Anna in the middle, Yeshua and I walked among the pilgrims, hugging and kissing each one as we went. I'm Gonna Be is playing. We're Gonna Walk 100 Miles. That one. Crazy. When I came upon Rebecca, who was with Miriam in the ox cart, my heart burst with agony for her affliction. Open sores covered her face, causing one eye to be swollen shut. I reached into the lumbering cart to place my hand upon her gaunt form, and placing my ear close to hear her faint words. Mother, I have come home to you. I know you can make me well, for this I have prayed. These were the barely audible words Rebecca spoke from a place of faith in her heart. It was indeed hard to look upon Rebecca's beauty wasting away, her face ashen and her eyes glazed by pain. Then I looked up into my granddaughter Miriam's doe-like golden eyes. Such wise and noble beauty I had not seen among the maidens born of the light, except the one you call Mary Magdalene, the daughter of Mary of Magdala and Joseph of Arimathea. Just saying, Christina just walked in. And we're talking about Mary Magdalene. Slowly, we made our way to the south gate of the Carmel compound. Nathaniel, the shepherd boy who had held the infant Yeshua in his arms, then came forward and offered to assist. He was now 16 years old and had recently completed his probationary initiations in the Mt Carmel Mystery School. Nathaniel gently lifted Rebecca from the ox cart and carried her into the infirmary, accompanied by a weary Simon and a solemn Miriam. I introduced him to everyone and then explained to Yeshua who Nathaniel was, and that the little lamb that he had given Yeshua at his birth was still very much alive. We agreed that we would later find the little lamb that had become a grandmother sheep many times over. Wow, my throat. One by one, the tired pilgrims dismounted from carts and steeds. Children milled about, asking questions, getting acquainted with cousins, and making friends with those about whom they had only heard stories. Yeshua was pressed to answer dozens of questions all at the same time. The children hung on him, begging him to lift them up and whirl them around, as they had seen him do with me. When the weariness of the journey caught up with him, Yeshua gently excused himself and went with his father and Simon to the men's dormitory and bath. This homecoming was bittersweet. On the one hand, here were my beloved children returned to me. On the other, Rebecca's sore condition deeply troubled my heart. Reluctantly, though, in good faith, I will now share with you the sad departing of Rebecca. Grand Rising, BX. Hi, beautiful. Though her faith was strong, her condition continued to worsen. Over the next 6 months after her arrival in Carmel, I stayed with her in the infirmary night and day, as did others of the family. We did all that we could to heal her fading body. Her spirit waxed strong and her inner beauty grew as we took turns caring for Rebecca's basic needs. Although her voice was silenced to our outer ears, we could hear and feel her love of God and the angels who attended her. When it came time for her soul to lift upward into the light, we all gathered around. I could feel Joachim's presence and gave thanks that all our children had been spared until now. This beautiful being freely moved on into the greater realms of light in order to fulfill her part from on the other side of the veil. Yes. Miriam, Rebecca's only child, was bereft beyond comforting for almost a fortnight, until one evening when Yeshua came to her, where she knelt beside her mother's grave. Gently he picked her up and held her close to his heart. Where she had grown numb of spirit, he blew his breath until Miriam began to shake. At last, the venom of bitter anger toward God and toward me for not saving her mother began to depart. Because her father Simon had gone with Joseph to Qumran a week after her mother's death, Miriam felt utterly alone, desolate, and betrayed. Yeshua continued to blow his breath into her heart until her sobbing began to subside. Holding his cousin fast to his bosom, he waited until another wave of grief and anger crested, before resuming breathing into her heart. Torn by sobs and screams, she beat her fists on his back. Why, oh my God, why did God take my beloved mother? She lamented. All Yeshua knew to do was to hold her until the months of futile hope and deep anguish that had frozen into vacant-eyed numbness were dissolved. Then Yeshua led her to his mother. Mary Anna took Miriam to her bosom and adopted her as her own child. So it was that Miriam became Yeshua's sister. Remembering the promise that she had made to him long ago in Egypt, she then proceeded to devote herself to fulfilling her vow that she would be his eternal friend and confidant. Yes. Wow. I didn't know that. I thought Miriam was born, but she wasn't. She was Rebecca's daughter, and she was adopted. Beautiful. And that Yeshua called his grandmother Nana. I love that. I love that so much. Yeah. What a beautiful, beautiful part of the story, right? What a beautiful part of that story. It does. It does. And then I had Ivy come in on YouTube talking about her Nana. I don't think she stayed to hear the story, but yeah. Always with us. Always with us. Okay. We're going to get into a little bit of another message from Sananda. From Isu Jesus Sananda. The date I'm given is January 10th, 1998. Yeah, she's waking up. Gotcha. Are these books regression therapy transcripts? No. I don't. I think Anna may be regression therapy. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Okay, Claire Hartsong, the is the author of this, experienced a life-transforming encounter with Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, who appeared to her in meditation in 1988. There's that 1988, the year I graduated, and told Claire that she would like to share her story with her. From that day, Claire began receiving telepathic messages about Anna's life. Over the course of 10 years, Claire recorded the messages she was receiving, which have come together to form the book. So it was actually a visitation. She got a visitation from Anna. So it was like meditation. Yes. Yep. Okay. So there are 3 messages. We're going to give one of them today. Isu here in light. The final hour of decisions is upon you of the team. Wow. I have a feeling this is going to be quite profound. The plan is well laid, and it is for no man to interfere with the fulfillment of the plan. I said long ago, you are either with me or you are against me, and woe to those who are against the light in this final hour of planetary transition. For theirs shall be the endless gnashing of teeth into the void, devoid of all light, as the sign plays. There is balance and harmony within the creation. We come as the hosts, and we come to fulfill the plan. Only a ton of light knows the whole of the plan. Even I do not know the precise hour of my return, but return I shall, and it shall be from strength that I return. I said 2,000 years ago that I go to prepare a place for thee. It is so, and it is complete. Ah, but who will step forth to take that place? Who will work with us in the fulfillment of the plan? It has been often said that many are called, but few are chosen, and it is so. The black road is far and wide and easy to travel. The red road is narrow and straight. So this is an editor's note. In the symbology of many Native American cultures, the red road represents the spiritual world and the spiritual path, while the black road depicts the material world and material path. Yes. But I tell you in earnest that the red road, once intent, is in its proper placement, is not without difficulty. Yes, but it is the clear and only choice, and one which once embarked upon will reward the traveler beyond ability to measure. The red road is the road that is required of you if you are to be my hands and feet. There shall be strict obeyance of all laws, and there shall be a willingness within the spirit to serve in accordance with the Father's will. The individual ego of man has too long spoiled and soiled the surface of the beauteous blue-green orb known as Earth Shan. Gaia, Mother Earth, has served well as the schoolroom, but the time of kindergarten schoolroom lessons is long past. It is time to take up the mantle of service, every moment of every day in willing participation as a co-creator. Those of the New Age movement misperceive the reality of it with their ill-chosen use of the term co-creator. But it is so that in accordance with the best and highest good of the creation, in light, that human, higher universal man, shall assume his rightful place as co-creator. These are very carefully chosen articulations of my meaning, so do not change or alter a word therein. I know my meaning, and I say what I mean. Your job, scribe, is to write or say what I give you, regardless of how you feel about it, or think about it, or judge about it. You either will perform that task with honor and accurate transcription, or you will stand aside. I have a job to do, and I will perform my job to perfection, for I am returned as Sananda. Sananda is a title of accomplishment which means one with God. And I and my Father are one. Woe to any man, and there's signs again. What the heck? The other song Signs by Tesla. Wow. And I and my Father are one. Woe to any man or woman who would come against me. And woe to those enemies of my faithful crew, wherever they may be. He does mean business. Yeah. There is so much which must yet be taught to man that it would stagger the mind to realize how far behind you are as people of the lie. You have been taught since birth the lie. You have misperceived your history through the usurpers who have rewritten the way events have occurred. You have misperceived everything from your basic finances to your religions, to the point that the very fabric of your being is a manifestation of the lie itself. And I'm going to show you this because he wants me to show you this. Look at this. He's shouting. He's shouting. He's yelling at us. Right? He's not playing. He's not playing anymore. What am I seeing? He's shouting. This is all in caps. This is all in caps. Whew. Most will simply toss aside these words as more lies. But I tell you in earnest, scribe, that the day will come, and not too distant in your perceived frame known as time, that the adversary to light will wish he could run away, and yet there shall be nowhere to run and no place to hide. For within God and the creation, all is known. It has been said that you must represent perfection to a greater extent than others around you. For you, by being in the role of scribe or truth bringer, have accepted a responsibility which carries with it an awesome requirement for discipline and diligence. I know that you shall fulfill your mission, because you were accepted for this service. And we do not make mistakes with our choices of whom we work with. Yes, there are backup teams upon backup teams in every area of your globe. Do not misunderstand my meaning, but within the laws and correct intent of service, fulfillment of that service shall be forthcoming. You know me well, and you know that what I say is truth, and that I would not lead you or any man or woman astray. My job is to tell you the way it is, not the way you wish it were. The way it is shall be hard indeed for most, and there shall be many, many beings who shall simply transition, for they will not want to experience in the physical flesh that which is to come upon you. Whether we are successful in our mission upon planet Earth, Sean, shall be determined to some measure by the choices remaining for man. Man has elected in his lazy arrogance and ignorance of the truth to allow the fulfillment of the New World Order enslavement plan. Whether or not the remnant are successful in their management of what shall be entrusted to them, likewise remains to be seen. Know this, our brothers in service shall not fail, nor shall they bend. All whom we work with henceforth shall be as the rock upon which a foundation may be built. We need no human in service who shifts as the sands with the wind, but rather we need intent, bent on service for the best and highest good in accordance with God's plan. What do I always tell you guys? Always say for your highest good and for the highest good of the planet. Man sees from two-dimensional reality, and nothing's going to break our stride. That's what's playing now. Nothing's going to break our stride. Man sees from two-dimensional reality and is, for the most part, ignorant in the true sense of the meaning of that word. Many shall be the tasks laid at your table, and you shall either perform or you shall not. But it is the better part of wisdom to perform in accordance with the plan, for therein is glory. I do not speak of glory in the sense of the meaning that man's ego shall be puffed up with great self-worth and condescending attitude of superior beingness. I speak of glory in the sense of meaning that in true service there shall be endless rewards, undreamt, unconceived, and at this moment in time, incomprehensible. Everything has its sequence and its season. The season of the Lord is upon you. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. He says that 3 times. Each being must examine carefully that which they are about. Each soul is marked, and we know the mark upon the soul, for it is worn about the countenance as plain as the nose upon your face. We are given to see. Trust in me, for I will not lead you astray. Trust in Aton, for I come in service with that being. I come as captain of the ship, and I will have no undisciplined being upon my team. Discipline thyself, and let us be about our business. For the hour draws nigh, when there shall be great and wondrous change to that which is known, and that which has been experienced to this point in the sequence. I do not come to soothe or to gloss over any errors. I come to tell you how it is. I come as your brother, and I am returned as Sananda. I ask that you walk again with me on the journey before us, so that the task we have together may be completed in its own natural perfection of sequence. Let us commune in the quietness of your heart. If any being lives in accordance with the laws as set forth for balanced living, therein shall be thine respite and thine safety. Ding, ding, ding. The light is your shield and buckler, and the light shield shall hold when intent is on track. Always measure your intent against the yardstick of the laws. The laws do not change according to man's whim, nor according to modern non-morals. A return to moral living is that which is required. Gird up your loins and shore up your shield wherever you may be, for I am about my Father's business, and there is much business to attend. All right. I will continue this after snaps. Holy cow. I told you he is not mincing words today. Not at all. Not at all. Chasing cars. We don't need. Always divine time, Jill. Always divine time. Yes, he's saying you either get it or you don't. Yep. Yep. Yes. Hi, enchanted star. Hi, beautiful. I didn't either. I'm learning right along with you. I'm flabbergasted at how he's speaking, but honestly, we needed to be told this. Right? All right. Snap, snap, snap. Here we go. This is who we are. We are the rainbow butterflies. And if you're on the butterfly, you are empowering yourself and creating. This is our past loved ones, always with us. This is our room. Forest Fairy drew this for us. This is the energy of our room. It's powerful energy. The dragon energy, the priest, the pan, the joker, the mother goose, the XOXO, the time travel, the magic. The white rabbit, because yes, we go down the rabbit holes. This is also our room, and Steffi did this for us. And this is that we are always protected and watched over. All the eyes are on us. And this is the rainbow butterflies. This is who we are. We are here to raise the frequency of the planet with our love. And this is the song of the 144,000. We thank you, Mother Father, that you have revealed to us your protective universal light. That within this light is complete protection from all destructive forces. That the Holy Spirit of your presence permeates us in this light, and wherever we will the light to descend. And we thank you, Mother Father, that you fill us with your protective fires of love. That within this love is complete protection from all destructive thoughts and feelings, that the consciousness of Christ is lifted up in us in this love, and wherever we will the love to be inflamed. And we thank you, Mother Father, that you are in us and we are in you. And there's a big old lucky hug there. Sorry, I forgot the hug. I can't forget the hug. There's a big old lucky hug for everyone in here empowering yourself and creating. And we thank you, Mother Father, that you are in us and we are in you, and that through us your will is sent forth on wings of power, that your purpose is accomplished on earth as it is in heaven, and that through us your light and love and power is manifest to all the sons and daughters of mankind. Because we are the love, we are the light, we are the truth, we are. Yes. And divine love is working through us here and now to create our new earth and bring in the golden age. And here's our healing chain. All these people and places have asked us to send our healing light to them so that they can heal themselves. So however you do that, with light language, with Reiki, with crystal healing, or with prayer, I'm going to call in Archangel Raphael and have him connect his energy to all these beautiful people. And we are going to send them love, light, and healing energy now. All right. Thank you so much for that. All right. I am going to finish Yeshua's message to us. Sananda's message. Sananda. Okay, so the difference between Yeshua, Jesus, Sananda. Jesus was what he was called on earth, as well as Yeshua. He was Joshua ben Joseph also. Goes by many names. Sananda is his name given to him as a captain of the New Jerusalem, which is the mothership, the Palladian mothership. So that's where you get that name. For those of you that haven't heard the name Sananda, that is his name as a captain, as a ship captain. All right. Let me continue this. Let's see. He says, use your shields. Here we go. Yes, this happens too. Okay. So gird up your loins and shore up your shield wherever you may be. For I am about my Father's business, and there is much business to attend to. The call compels the answer. So no matter who you are, if you ask with lighted intent and heartfelt desire, you will receive your answer. And rarely, if ever, will the answer present itself as you would wish it to. Each must make their final decisions at this time. Each shall reap the consequences of those final choices. And the final choices shall be of such a magnitude on a soul level that it behooves any reading or listening to these words to give very careful consideration indeed to where they stand. Ye are either with me or ye are against me, and those who are against me are my enemies, and my enemies shall fall, and they shall fall hard. It is my promise to those of the light, for I come with a mission, and I shall complete my mission within the perfection that is the creation. May you ever live your life in balance and harmony. Let none steer you from your appointed task or course. The road walked must be true and straight, for anything else will trap you further in the lie. Haven't you of Earth-Shan lived the lie long enough? Try truth on for size. You just might like it. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Know that it is so. Don't worry, be happy is playing. I am the truth, the light, the way, and the life. Take my hand, for I know the way, and you do not. I am Sananda. I am captain of this ship. I come with a sword of light, and I shall smite mine enemies with precision. Know it. So be it. And Salah. Over and out for now. I am as near as your breath. And he has more. Tomorrow I will continue this message. Yep. He's not playing no more because we're getting so close to the time of the event now. He's saying, make a choice. Do you choose love or do you choose darkness? That's your choices. All right. We're going to talk about right precision a little bit. So, let's see. That's right. We left off where he had met, where Joe, this is the Immortal series, the Eternal Words. We're talking about the third key to ascension, which is right perception. And he's met a guy that wants to help him get these books out to the public. So he wants to, set up some, big things for him to get his book out there. So this is a conversation that they're having. And Joe just saw John in the wall. So let's see what John has to say. So Joe says, I have a situation and need your advice. I thought in return, can you tune into it? One moment, came the reply. He then spoke something to the couple and closed his eyes. His reply came to me after only a few seconds. Yes, this situation was only a matter of time. You have chosen to not speak of my identity except in the books. Do you feel this is the correct choice? See, because the guy wants him to mention John in these talks about his book, right? Three Little Birds is playing. Yes, I replied. Then should you not be true to the highest you know? I suppose, I thought. What about speaking in your name? If you want to speak in my name, then speak with the voice of the soul through the oneness principle and give all glory to God. He who teaches any other way is not associated with the brotherhood of light. Thank you, I thought in return, feeling almost ashamed for asking as I watched his image disappear. I turned and looked at Chris. Chris, what was that about? He said, turning around to look at the space where the image of John had appeared. I've got the answer to your question. Did you just speak to John? He said with excitement in his voice. You never know, I said, but I do have an answer. So what is it? I told him what I received. Are you sure you're not imagining the answer you wanted? He asked. I'm sure, I said. Well, if you're just going to speak from your own soul, that's going to make promotion much more difficult. Where do you think J.Z. Knight would be without bringing in the voice of Ramtha? A Course in Miracles without the voice of Jesus. Jane Roberts without Seth. Alice A. Bailey without Jwal Kull. Or Joseph Smith without his gold plates. None of them would be heard of today. You may be correct, I said. But the problem is that those who are attracted or converted by authority become attached to authority and start believing authority without checking it against the true authority, which is the voice of the soul from within. Authority was the keynote of the Piscean age, but we are now entering the new age of Aquarius, where the shift of emphasis will be to the authority within. Sounds good in theory, he said. But in the real world, you need a hook to bring the people in. Hakuna Matata's playing. Sounds good in theory, he said. But in the real world, you need a hook to bring the people in. I agree with you that we will be at a disadvantage. But I believe that in the end, the teachings themselves will be the real hook. And the ones who take the bait will be those who are more prepared for the next step. Those seekers who reject the teachings because of lack of external authority will move on to a new authority figure. It seems you do not give me much to work with to promote you. You have the book and the books which will be written. After all, you read the book and it convinced you. Read the book and it convinced you. Imagine what 3 or more books will do. But I am not the average guy out there. I can see truths that others miss. But we will not be looking for average people to begin the work. It's not the beginning numbers that ensure success. but the quality of the foundation. I strongly believe that over time, the virtual quality of the teachings will become a more powerful authority than any other worldly proclamation of value. In the future book, I will be writing about a principle called eternal words. Any idea what that would be? You tell me, he said. These are words illustrating eternal principles. Jesus called them words that shall not pass away. Most of the teachings being presented by gurus today will not be in the public consciousness in 100 years because they do not contain eternal words. The books that I shall write will have eternal words and shall not pass away. This will be a witness that I have received them from a source higher than myself. I cannot reveal in black and white all the details, nor can I speak in the authority of any person except as the Spirit of God reveals truth through the reader's own soul, or the listener's own soul. The trouble is that we do not have 100 years for your eternal words to take hold. Here we are in 1997 with only 3 years to go to the new millennium when great destruction shall take place, leading to the end of civilization in 2012. Ha ha ha! Or so we thought, right? There's not going to be any great destruction at the turn of the century, and civilization will not end in 2012, I said. Did John tell you that? There you go, looking for an authority, I replied. You illustrate my point, Chris said. I'm not going to believe you just because you said it. Yet you believe in these 2 dates because some authority told you. A lot of doomsayers are targeting 2000 as an end time, and others 2012 because of the Mayan calendar. Why would you accept these 2 dates as key times with no inner confirmation? I have inner confirmation. Then I guess we'll just have to wait a few years to see if your inner confirmation is correct. No one, not even the masters, can predict all the details of the future because free will is always at play. The strong probability is that civilization will survive for many thousands of years hence. I don't write for the next few years in the future or even a decade, but for generations to come, as well as the people of today. But even if you are right, we still have today to deal with, and it's going to be difficult to get the work off the ground without a stronger hook than teachings alone. There are thousands of people out there writing what they think are profound teachings that no one listens to because they have no hook. Point taken, I said. But I believe those who are ready will sense something different in my writings. I agree that without a hook, the process will take longer, but we must not let false end-of-the-world predictions govern our presentation. At this time, we must proceed as if humans will be here in the flesh for many years to come. It seems odd that one who writes of John the Revelator would believe contrary to the scriptures, he said. I am in harmony with the scriptures, I said. Every doomsday prediction using the scriptures has been wrong so far. These errors will continue, which just illustrates how easy it is to misinterpret and misuse them. We could argue about end times, but I think we both agree that we can't wait forever to promote the teachings. What have you done so far? I've put the first book on the internet as a free download. I guess that's where you found it. Yes, but it was an accident. I was searching for the writings of the educator John Dewey, and somehow J.J. Dewey came up. Have you done anything else? I've started a forum on AOL, and I'm getting some interest. I've also started an email list of seekers. I've been trying to expand it by downloading email addresses and emailing them to see if they want to be included on the list. Unfortunately, this is being viewed as spam, which is becoming increasingly unpopular. Some are abusing the free internet mailing privilege, making it awkward for those who do not. It kind of offends me when I get an unsolicited email, he said. Does it offend you when you get an unsolicited ad in the regular mail? I asked. I usually just ignore them, he said, but somehow an unsolicited email seems more of an intrusion. I would think it is less of an intrusion, I said. If you do not want them, they are easier to trash than regular mail, and you are not destroying trees to create a hard copy. On the other hand, if my wife's hunch is right, we may in the future receive 100 or more such emails a day. They could completely lose their usefulness and become an annoyance to all. 100 spam a day, he mused. That would be a nightmare. Have you done anything else? Any speaking engagements? Because my business and personal matters are so pressing, my time has been limited to concentrating on the internet. But if I handled everything for you except the speaking, then wouldn't that take much time, would it? Perhaps, I said. Most of the time in that sort of thing is in the arranging, promotion, and other details. Good, then we will proceed. What do you want to talk about first? Okay. So they're just going to talk about what they want to do to promote this book. But I see where it's going. I understand this. I'm not sure why he put this in his book, because there's got to be a lesson here somewhere, right? Okay. That, my dears, is class for the day. Wow. I learned a lot today. Okay. If anyone would like to come up, you're more than welcome to come up. I'm going to go ahead and get things started over here on Discord for the Son of Orion.
Good morning. Yeah, y'all know I'm
Hello.
Yeah, I just want to say I got so much accomplished yesterday.
Awesome.
You know, I was almost gonna pay almost $40 to get my marriage certificate online and get it within like 2 to 5 days, right? And then we called the courts, and they said, well, you can pick it up in person, or you know, you can order it online also and get it, you know, within maybe a week or something. But my cousin said, well, you know what, I'm off. Let's just go over to Virginia Beach and get it. So we went over there, and then because I only got one copy, I didn't even have to pay for it.
Nice.
That was amazing. And then we came back over here to Hampton.
Song of Orion.
And then went to the DMV, and when I said I wanted to get an ID, she says, well, what kind of ID you want to get? I said, well, there's only one kind in there. She said, no, there's an ID and there's a real ID. I said, well, what's the difference?
Yep.
She said, well, do you find it? And she said, well, that's the one you want, because you need to get it before May 7th. I said, well, that's the one I'm getting it. So
nice.
I was lucky to get that. Yes, it is, Trina. That is a nice discount.
Sweet. Yep.
And I tell you what, and also, you broke your foot. Oh no. Oh yeah. Yeah, I crushed 2 bones in my foot. To the big bones. I ain't got plates and screws in there now. But I wanted to say, yesterday, I'm gonna tell you what, I mean, my whole body, everything hurts. You know, by the end of the day, I really felt like we were shifting because I was hurting. I mean, really bad. And I was like, I can't believe this. So I said, something had to have changed for me to feel like that, you know. Yeah, today was absolutely powerful. He's not playing around anymore. He's trying to
No, he's not. No.
Put up a setup.
Yep.
Time is here, man.
Victoria, you're not going to believe what happened. Like, so I went to the shops with my daughter just to go and get a few bits and lovely day. And literally, as I was getting off the bus coming home with the shopping, there was a guy, like, basically, you know, the ambulance people were there and they were doing things, you know, pushing his chest. And so, you know, we are definitely put in the positions where we're supposed to be because, that guy. So I walked over and there's a young lad that my dog actually barks at all the time. And I asked him what, you know, because I see him all the time. When he said, that's my friend, he's just killed over. You know, so, you know, maybe whatever heart attack or so. Yeah, obviously said a prayer for him and that, and something that I didn't want my youngest daughter seeing, but it's one of those things. Yeah, so we're definitely put into places. So I just got a download as I was sitting in the garden as well, and just thinking about this guy. And it was literally at the end of my road, so it's really kind of hit home, a kind of thing where, you know, things like that just in front of you all of a sudden. And obviously, you know, the prayer that I said for him, and, you know, God's waiting for you, and that I knew he'd gone. I knew he'd gone. I just knew. They were still trying.
When somebody just keels over like that.
I didn't see that. I just saw the ambulance people working on him.
Oh, wow.
But I just knew, you know, I just said to my daughter, he's gone. Yeah, I just knew, you know, something inside me just said. And then obviously comforted his friend and stuff. So it just kind of brought me on to, you know, being placed in positions where we're supposed to be. And going back to, like, different rooms and stuff, that I'm quite aware of certain people and certain things that have gone around on the internet about certain people. But Spirit's told me, and this is literally what Spirit just told me, Spirit has always said to me, enter the low vibration situations, and I'm there for the meek. And I didn't know what meek meant, so I looked it up. Okay, meek, quiet, gentle, not assertive or forceful in expressing their opinions, often humble, patient and submissive. Spirit also told me this isn't for everyone. Don't have to do that. If you're not called to, if you get in a bad vibe, if you feel something, listen to that. Absolutely. Like, Spirit is very, very, very prominent about that. But for me, I've always been put into lower vibration situations. That's just something that's my journey. That's my kind of my mission, is to not necessarily help the people, just to be there, just to be the light in that situation, even if it's not as a guiding, you know, just to be in that.
Well, you help raise the vibration by you being there as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is the thing about the people in those rooms. There are also really good people in those rooms. So,
Hello,
you know,
Lynn.
and that's just,
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
You guys are called shadow walkers. You guys that can go into, you balance your darkness and your light. And that's different than a blazing star. You see what I'm saying? It's different, but it's beautiful.
I feel the same way.
It's beautiful, but different.
I've been put in so many, you know, instances like that, and I mean, and constantly, with just like where I'm at right now with my roommate. You know, I believe that I was put here for a reason, and you know, and I was supposed to be here for a time, and now it's time to move on someplace else. You know,
who's talking about shadows?
I know, right? We both jump up. We're like, what are you talking about? Shadows?
You rang, I'm here. Dude, I went to the store today and my total cost $11. I was like, today is going to be a good day.
Every day is a good day.
Absolutely. Every day I wake up, put my feet on the ground.
You got that right.
Oh.
You got that right. If I feel 100%. My peepers.
I feel 100% better today than I did yesterday, though. I mean, yesterday, I felt a little wonky yesterday. Yesterday was like, kind of, I don't know even how to explain, but it's in the past, so that doesn't matter. But it was a tough one for this one. I guess it's because of the changing of the states. I went from North Carolina to Virginia and tore down one show, set up a new show. You know,
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
So, what are you doing, Ewan? I work in the carnival business. No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep, 30 plus years, man.
Mm-hmm.
She encounters many travelers.
Yes, many.
She encounters many travelers in that carnival show that she does. Absolutely. To back up what my sister Victoria is saying, also, I work in the duck pond, so I am strictly with the children mostly as well. And, you know, the carnival is it's a very dark business. It's a very dark industry. There's all sorts of stuff going on and everything. What, babe? All right, good job. And, you know, you hear that? The guy said $700 to fix the truck. What did Amy Lynn win the other day at that little convenience store? $750, right? It's $700 to fix the truck. Boom. I mean, come on. Yeah. 11:11 when I went to the store and got my drinks this new day. Then I'm like 11:11, and as soon as I got the 11:11, I thought, oh my gosh, that's the song of Orion. That's my family, you know. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a great day today, you know. But in the industry, this business, and if you go back into Carnival's history as well, we call people in this business when a customer comes up to the counter. Now, this was back in the day. Now, we don't really do it now. But when we talk terminology amongst ourselves, we have our own language. We talk. It's carnival language. And we have what's called mark, all right? The customer is a mark, and we're the agents. And the mark came from back in history when the ticket seller would get the first poke at the person's wallet, okay? And then the person would be standing outside the ticket box, and they would literally take a piece of chalk and put a mark on the family. And you would know, oh, here comes the mark. You know, this is the one. This is the guy that's got all the money. And, you know, this business has been built on, you know, money, greed. You know, there's addiction out here. It's just, so it's like when I came to terms with everything and knowing how many lives, you know, I come across and touch, I literally tell people I am the light placed in the darkness to create a balance, you know, to bring harmony into this industry and reverse that, you know, because it started out with gypsies and it started out with, you know, it really started out as dark. They ran with the circus and there's just a lot of, I could tell you so many things about this industry. I think I'm going to wait until it's time. But yeah, there's just so much. They even screw each other over as much as they possibly can to get spots. It's just really sad, but happy too in the same way. But it's energy. It's unbelievable energy that you have to learn how to ground, balance, maintain. Because 1 second you can have a beautiful family fun day. And then the next thing you know, you've got a bunch of teenagers acting out and causing a riot. So it's very,
one way to another very quickly. No, I didn't really think.
Lord have mercy, God. Excuse me.
So when you want to talk about walking through darkness, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
I don't know how I can say it, but like it was literally creepy couple days. So we get through the actually, but it's just the memories, for me. The physical life is, at least the life that comes at me, is very good and high, and frequency is also well. Just what I was experiencing because of the memory survival that I had. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but let me say it this way, it's like direct connection to myself, even in the darkest moments. It's like allowing that light to flow in and trust to come in and trust my brothers and sisters, even in the spirit form, which was hard. Like, I had freakish moments that I did not trust because ancestral, it's not trauma, but belief systems that comes through DNA. And I feel that is dark because, like, I have this ancestor in Turkish, and my parents comes from, you know how Christian religion has different calls, arms of, like, Catholic, Protestant, and all of that. And Muslims do have that too. And when that family comes from, they are more reliant and they are more kind, they are more gathering. They literally have houses that they gather, like it's a religious house basically, but not really. They sing together and do those kind of things, which I never done in that place. But this ancestor who lead that way to that mishap, that arm of people, it was weird. Like, it kept calling demon to the really good beings who helped me. Even my own multi-dimensional cells, it was called demon because it was not human. And I remembered these, and it was weird because it's interactive. It's even in the darkest moment that they give me light, even though I was not in my highest light. I walked through that, and I didn't think I was one of those that would need to do that in physical mental world. Like, I didn't realize it till recently that was what it was happening. Thanks to a Pleiadian starseed who told me about myself a while ago. It gave me great knowledge. Even in the darkest moments, like, people can give great advice. And it depends on your consciousness and where you are at in that light spectrum. Origins, which means allowing the light to resurface and fill you in full servitude to yourself and to your spirit, which means care that you give yourself. It's allowance that gives you, and that allowance is the perfect light that we all need. Yeah, it is. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I like that.
After we talked yesterday, did you go and watch yesterday's class, and did that answer your questions?
I was not able to, but I will do it tonight. It was a bit of fullness that I had to do internally, externally. Yeah, I'm just right time. It was yesterday, I know, but for some reason I wasn't able to.
Okay.
But today I am. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. By the way, thank you, Paul, for holding this sacred space for all of us.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good time. I've been moving all week. It's been crazy, ladies. Oh. I moved in with my daughter for a little while. So.
I have a half-dressed waterfall running by my window.
Cool. wanted to
the things you see.
You know, I wanted to bounce off of what April was saying about the rooms. That's the thing. When we go into certain rooms on here, I feel the same that she does. You know, there's some people that are, you know, people you wouldn't usually, you know, occupy yourself with. But then there's others, like you go in there and you meet diamonds. Like there's some people, it's just, some rooms are gathering rooms is what I find, right?
Yeah.
You really have to pick and choose.
Yeah.
You really do. You have to use your discernment. I find what I'm, because of our abilities, and I think I can speak for everyone in our room when we say this, because of our abilities that we all have here, we're able to speak in the spiritual, right? It's like we don't even have to converse. Like you can almost pick out who it is without, so we can do our energy work without even speaking or even conversing. Mm-hmm. With a person and transmute that or block it. I like, you know what, I like to stay childlike, so what I've always done is
me too, Cindy.
you know, that yeah, right, like I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off of you. Like anytime I'm around anything dark, I'm singing that song in my head. Right? Like I don't even know.
Like I was telling Victoria, Lynette, just to back this up with you, I was standing in line the other day, and it was like such a, like, you like just got to chuckle because you know it was just such a chaotic Matrix type situation that you were thrown in. And I'm sitting in there and I'm just humming and I'm singing, you know, to try and keep myself balanced and aligned with all this energy that's coming in and all these frustrated people. And the poor girl that's working behind the counter at the time as well, all right, she's got a line going out the door and she's got a big giant gas truck trying to hit her car. You know, he's trying to move around. She can't get out there to it because she's got a line going out the door and she's the only person there. And everybody starts throwing stuff at her. And, you know, I said, you know what, you guys, let's just do this. Just a little patience, yeah. You know, I'll start singing Guns N' Roses for everybody to, you know, and give this poor woman, you know, a breather so she can get out there. But instead I told Victoria, I just walked right out. I said, look, she can't get out here. Are you going to be able to get around? And he said yes and everything. But yeah, we go in, we can hear people's thoughts. That's the hardest thing, you know, for me, is to be able to smile humbly at someone and know what they just thought of me, you know, or what they're talking about and stuff. So what you're saying, you know, I'm the rubber, you're the glue, boo boo, you know, it sticks to me, bounces off of me and sticks to you. I mean, that's real life, dude. We've been doing that since we were kids, and now that we know who we are and what we're doing out here, you know, it's even more fun to think, hey, that's why we did this when we were kids. Now we can do it as we're adults. But yeah, I mean, situations you're thrown in.
I think the one thing that really kind of sat with me, and I sat with for, well, still am, I suppose, we're constantly in a learning spiral, aren't we, is the no good and bad, no right and wrong, it's no harm, it's just experience and growth. And in that kind of thing, I hold my light because, you know, we are all divinely, especially in this room, we all know we're divinely protected. So, you know, I can go into those as you can, Sister Amy and Lynette, and probably Victoria as well. Like, we can go in them situations and not be harmed, whereas, you know, there is different circumstances we probably shouldn't be involved in as well. And it's that, it's knowing that, isn't it? It's knowing whether or not we should be giving our energy to something or not. But yeah, I think the thing that really stuck it, like there for the meek, that was the one thing Spirit gave to me today. And looking that up today, oh, it's just such a beautiful word. They're quiet, they're gentle, they're humble, they're patient. You know, so it's the people that are in the middle, isn't it? You know, not that don't know the way. So we've got to show them.
I love that. And it's true. We're learning. I once heard my guides say to me right before I went through this crazy experience where I was seeing like demons come out of walls and like crazy things were happening. They kept on saying, "You're learning. This is next. Like, don't be afraid. This is what you have to learn, right?" And that's what I'm taking with me ever since. Is anything we go through, and I think that's I think all my life. There's certain people that we just take from our experiences and say, okay, well, what do we have to learn from this? And it's so good. I look at how these children are raised now compared to how they were, and that whole like, well, what do you have to learn? I feel like we're going back in time in regards to how we honor the children. I feel like it is, there is a shift happening. Like I'm living with my grandbabies now, and I'm seeing it in myself when I commune, like when I talk with them. It's beautiful to give them that grandma aspect, like that what do you have to learn from nothing's right or wrong, you know what I mean? Because mom sometimes gets a little stressed out and she's got a lot going on, and you know what I mean? And being the buffer, I don't know, it's really good. I love this life. It's good.
I love
it
too. Love it. And I love that you're able to spend time with your grandchildren like you are, because, you know, of the addiction pattern that my family went through, I no longer have, you know, that kind of relationship with my grandchildren. Every single one of my grandchildren has gone into or has been adopted, okay? And so I also look at the fact that Creator has put me out here in a duck pond around children so that I can have, you know, that interaction, that experience, you know, that when Michael sent me back, he said the experience that I give to the children of the new earth, they're going to carry with them. So I was like blown away. Because
they see something in you.
I had no grandchildren, you know?
Like all of us.
Yes, all of us.
It's so crazy. They look at us with that sparkle in their eye, like
they start waving and jumping up and down. They want to hug you. I mean, they come running across parking lots just to hug me. And their parents will be like, "Why are you hugging this strange lady?" You know? And I'm like, or some of them like see me in the duck pond, like, and I'll get them to play the game or whatever, but they're really shy. And you know, kids are pure, so they can see who you are. They can see your aura. You know, and I tell their parents, she doesn't know what to think of me, you know, and I'll step away so the child can play with their parents the game, you know, and then I'll come back in, because sometimes my presence to the child, you know, those shy, sheltered children that don't get out a whole lot or whatever, don't know what to expect. You know, they're like, what is this? Do I trust this? I see her, you know, type situation. But then I get the ones that are just so amazing that want to like have a conversation with me in the grocery store, or want to run up and hug me and Rick when we're in the laundromat. You know, and those are like, that's what I'm here for. That's what it is. You know, I'm going to experience every one of God's children, not just my grandchildren, but every child that he puts in front of me. I'm going to experience. I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to plant seeds. You know, that's the part that gets you in your heart, you know, because, you know, thank you. That's all I have to say about it. You know, it's like, I was telling Victoria the other day, you know, everybody's like, Amy, I think you need to do this, and I need to do that, and you need to do this, and you can write a story, and you can do this, and I'm like, well, I think I'm where I'm supposed to be right now, you know, because I look at the handicapped children, I look at the kids that are scared, biting their fingers, and they come up, you know, and I look at parents as well, you know, the parents that come up and just kind of are on their phones and don't really want to spend time with the kids or whatever. You know, I wake them up to the fact that, hey, this is a beautiful experience right now that you're never going to get back. because when my husband left me, I miss those first steps. I miss those first words, things like that I will never be able to get back. And so I'm like, this is a beautiful now moment, that you want to enjoy with your children, not just, hey, I'm conducting business on the phone with my children and the kids are standing there waiting for their father to get off his business phone call or something like that, I'm in those situations as well. So everything is just a beautiful experience for me to share, but also to bluntly be the messenger when it comes out. I mean, I'm not holding back what Spirit says through me to these people. And sometimes it can be pretty blunt, because Mom spoke up the other day with this guy. He was on a business call, and the kids were playing, and they wanted to play, and they were such beautiful children, and they were waiting patiently. And he was on the phone, and I finally, she said, hey, nothing's more important right now than what these kids would like to do with you, And I'm like, oh, Amy Lynn, I put my hand over my mouth. But he looked at me straight dead in the eyes, and he said, you're absolutely right. And he hung up his phone. So, when you can get through to people like that, it's just such a beautiful thing, to know God spoke right through me to this man and said, look, nothing's more important than these children right now.
I love that. That is so beautiful.
I'm gonna say something about the talk that was happening. I just received something from the Spirit. I was told that love is all that heals. And I think it's so regarded that allowing that unconditional love to fully enter to heal the bodies, even in the darkest moments, it will relieve those darkest moments, because unconditional love is light, source. And I got confirmation. I don't know if you heard the car horn, but it was like
perfect timing.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels
you can't. Just wow. What a day. Ooh, Lord Jesus, I'm looking forward to this today.
Absolutely. Because I tell you what, I know for a fact Jesus was with me yesterday. All day. Just smoothing out the path. And I mean, because the traffic on the way there was great. On the way back, it was all right. It was a little slow in a few places, but it wasn't backed up. So, I mean, everything, there wasn't a big line at DMV either, so everything was just beautiful. And when I was at DMV, all right, I had a piece of mail, and then I had just grabbed the wrapper to a package, small package I got, right, that had my address on it. And she told me when I got in line, she says, well, you need 2 pieces, and I can't accept that one because it's from a package. I just looked at her and I said, are you kidding me? I said, I just went to Virginia Beach to get this marriage certificate. I said, my cousin's going to kill me. I can't go back outside and tell her I have to go back and get another piece of mail. And she said, well, wait a minute. She said, she asked me if I had something, some kind of account, and I don't remember. And I said, no. And she said, well, do you have a bank account? I said, well, of course. I said, with Navy Federal. She said, do you have that address, on the account? I said, of course. She said, well, you can pull that up, and you can just email it to us, and that'll be a second form of address.
Oh.
And I mean, really? And I said, well, I don't know how to do that. Let me pull up my bank account thing. And then I pulled it up where it had my address on it. She goes, well, I can fix it for you if you want me to. I said, yes, please do. And she did it for me. So I was just like, now see, thank you, Jesus. Thank you again.
Yep.
So yeah, all day long, it was just phenomenal. I was at such peace, and I was so happy and everything. So yeah, definitely working within our lives every day. Every day.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, you guys know that day that I went and you know, Jules told me as well. My house fell on my truck the other day when we were getting ready to jump out of North Carolina, you know? And anybody that knows what a fifth wheel is, you hook the front of your house up to the truck and you lower it down onto the truck safely. Now, if it's hooked up right and you pull off, it goes right along just fine. But if you don't have it in there right, that sucker comes crashing down on the truck bed. All right? Well, Rick, you know, we're just learning this fifth wheel. We've always had a pull behind. You know, for 30 years in this business, we've always just had a pull behind. Never had a fifth wheel. This is our first one ever. And so we're just learning it. And Rick hooked it up the other day, and everybody was yelling and screaming around and everything. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be around this right now. I'm coming back in the house. And I came in the house, and I was like, okay, God, please just let them figure this out real quick. Took a deep breath. You know, next thing you know, Rick backs into the trailer, and I feel a boom, and he hits the house. So I'm like, oh, yay, he hooked it up, right? No, he unhooked it is what he did when he hit it. He hit it too hard, and he unhooked it. So then when he pulled forward, my house fell on my truck. Okay? Now, that could have completely smashed the whole ass end of Haseda. I've seen it out here. All right? And it could have screwed up the whole front of my house. But instead, it nicked my house, and it didn't do a damn thing to my truck. Okay? That was a miracle right there alone.
I'm telling you, things happen every single day. And, you know, and don't discount them as just, oh, it just happened, you know, it's a coincidence, something like that. No. Right
there are
now,
no coincidences.
I'm telling you, everything right now, I got this download because, you know, I was hearing, you know, watch the signs. And, you know, so signs and symbols, you know.
Yes.
Be aware of signs.
Everywhere, dude. I pay attention. Trust me.
We got the song Signs twice. Different songs saying signs.
Yes. That's
You're
funny.
saying, look at the signs.
Are you
I'm
kidding
looking
me?
by the sign.
Caution.
Everywhere signs. Do this.
I'm
Don't.
paying attention to everything on their shirt.
That's funny.
I mean,
yeah, that's great.
and today, like I said, my receipt was 11:11, and then all I thought about was all of you. You know,
That's so cool.
like, oh my gosh, I gotta get back. It's
3 minutes. 3 minutes
You know?
till the Song of Orion. So
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
And the rose.
Oh,
Look
that's
at the
beautiful,
rose.
Christina.
Is that the thing that you found?
Yep.
Wow.
Man,
That was
it's beautiful.
That is
God sent.
gorgeous.
That was God sent.
And it's a rose. It's a rose.
Yep, it's a rose.
Oh, wow.
They told me the other day, everything's coming up roses, Amy Lynn. And where I was leaving the parking lot for 3 years, I was there. It was like a mission. And I finally closed that mission off. And the building is going to be a roses. And I was standing in front of it. And all of a sudden I heard Mom say, everything's coming up roses, Amy.
That's right. Everything's coming up.
It is. It is.
It really is.
It is.
It really is.
Hey, Dusty.
Yeah, Christina's got the rose, and my birthday is
Grand Rising.
there's roses right there. I mean, everything's coming up roses, guys.
Sisterhood of the Rose.
Yep,
We are
Sisterhood of the Rose. Rose.
Yes,
Sisterhood
we
of
are.
the Rose, baby. We are.
My Nana was Rose. My Nana's name was
Oh,
Rose.
beautiful.
That's why I named my daughter Rose.
Aw.
Yep, after my Nana.
I got both of my grandmother's middle names. Victoria Jane. One was Agnes Victoria. That was my mom's mom. And then Myrtle Jane. Thank God I didn't get named Myrtle.
My sister was called Jane. My big sister.
Agnes.
My grandmother was Mildred Jane. Could you imagine being called Mildred?
Staring at Rosie, wait a second.
Millie. You could call Millie. Yeah.
No, she went by Jane. She totally dropped Mildred altogether.
Oh, okay.
1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. DNA activation incoming.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. I tell you what.
Thank you for the roses, love.
Yes,
can eat roses.
For everything.
And does anybody, if anybody knows how to dry dandelions out, please send them to me because I am in a field.
Oh, no
of
worries,
dandelions.
Trina.
Yeah, I do.
I said, you did 11.
Yep.
Song of
Here we
Orion.
go.
Cum non-re.
Omega Ikatuma, Omega Ikatuma, Katuma Edeta Ekuna, Omega Ikatuma, Tretila Iduna, Tretila Iduna, Duna Ekenta Ekuna. Omega Ipatuma, Omega Ipatuma, Omega Ipatuma, Patuma Eteta Ekuna, Omega Ipatuma, Tretila Iduna, Tretila Iduna, Duna Ekuna, Omega Ipatuma, Omega Ipatuma, Omega Ipatuma, Patuma Ekita Ekuna, Omega Ipatuma, Tretila Iduna, Tretila Iduna, Duna Ekita Ekuna, Omega Ipatuma. And so it is. Every day. That was really good, guys. That was really, really good.
We're getting so much better.
Yes, we are.
Getting so much better. Look at that.
Wow, everybody's singing together. I got
Woo! I got goosebumps. Goosebumps all over.
I look like Captain Caveman.
Amazing.
Captain Caveman.
I know. I loved it. I swear I used to watch that too. I gotta confess. Yeah, I used to watch that. I listened to the birds.
I love this start to my day. So awesome.
I love all of you. I
Love you guys. Have just the most amazing day.
Have a blessed day.
Big hugs and kisses. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you.
Love you too.
Have a good journey.
Always.
No, I'm not gonna do